Right guys, welcome back to the channel. In this one what we're going to be doing is fitting a Fiamma 28 roof vent with optional turbo fan to the roof of the van. So let's go ahead, let's take a look. So here we have the vent itself for the roof, the skylight, and there we got the fan upgrade for it. So what we'll do is just take these out and have a quick look at them. And see what you get in the box. So we have the cover. Obviously this one's just slightly tinted. You can get them in solid colours as well. This one's just obviously lets a bit of light through. So that's how it comes, like that. Obviously you've got screen on there, mesh, fly screen. Then your opening lever there, just wind round, handle. If you wind that round, it opens it up. Just lift that piece off like that. That's the cover there. Obviously this has got a cover. This has got a cover over it as well, what you can remove, obviously, to get your screws in. To screw the inner piece to the roof vent. It's going to stick on to the roof. You've got your instructions. So that's the basic one. If you bought that one, that's what it'd be. Just wind the handle and open that up. This just like that. So it drives off that handle goes onto there, just wind it up and it opens up. So what I did was, we got the upgrade, so you can fit the fan into it. So because this would be for a shower. This is a 28 by 28 roof vent. So we'll have a look in this one. So here we have, be the same piece as that one there, but obviously this, you change that one out for this one to accept the fan, which is there like that. So with this one, see the cover, what the screen's on, unclips. So if you look on the inside there, you've just got some clips there and there, so you just push them through for that, and you see it comes away like that. It's the same for the opposite end. You've got some clips on here, so you need to unclip this to get this vent, to get this fly screen off, because we don't need this bit anymore. What we need to do is change it for this one, to swap that over effectively. You can see they're both the same, like that. One's got the unit in it, there's the electric wire goes in there, and the other plug in there for the fan. So you just change them round. So to get this cover off, I unclipped these two clips, the opposite end from the handle there, and it lifts up like that, and then just pull backwards on it. There's a little tiny clip there, so it's just clipped into there, so you just pull this way like that, and then it'll pull those out of this end, out of those two there. So that's that removed. So obviously this one, we need this piece, we don't need this piece now, because we're replacing it with this one. So this screen eventually just clips onto that one instead. So what we need to do now is get this onto here. So first of all we'll put that on there, and then we'll line up. See, so we're going to be placing it on, line up your in position, your handle in position, so you can open the actual skylight itself. So you just got to look at the shape of the drive there and match it up to that one, so as the handle lines up when you put it on there. So you just push it on like that, so that's pushed into place. And then what we can do is obviously widen the handle and open the roof vent up. So we can get that opened up like that. And I'll show you what to do next with it. So now we've opened the vent up, what you've got here is these shapes there. This is hollow, this piece. You've got the one, this piece of plastic just here, this thin piece, like that. So when the lid's open, that's on the right hand side. So what you need to do is cut this bit out. So what I'm going to do is snip it like that through with some cutters. So we just cut that piece out of there. There's nothing in the way now. Then we can go ahead and fit in the fan itself. So you've got the fan like that, and then what you've got is just a slot at the back there. You see that V shape there, and one at the side there, what the fan sits into. So you just slot it into there. Just push it down into position so it's sat in there like that. And obviously you've got your cable coming down. What needs to go through to plug in on the other side, so if you turn it over like that, and we can take this, you have to pull this cover off like that, and you'll see where that wire is going to plug into on that spare plug that's up in there, the white connector in there. Matches up with this white connector coming down here, so you need to plug those two together. So with your wire from the fan, it just goes under a little clip there, and then it goes down through that hole. Basically it slots down inside that hole there and comes out like that, so to plug it in, but like that, so it'll go down in that hole and under this little clip at the back, the wire. Obviously you can do this once you've fitted the fan into your roof of the van. I'm just showing you like this, it's easier to see it. So you can remove that out of there. When you go to fit this in your roof, see your sealant to go around the edge there, around there, and the cutout for the fan, for the actual vent in the roof of your van, misses those screw holes there. So it's basically 28 by 28 if you measure it around those where the screws are going, pegs sticking up around there. So it's 28 by 28 hole in the roof, so as it slots in. So what we've done is marked out a 28mm square on the roof, and then on the inside the van, so I've taped up a bag on the inside to stop any of the metal filings falling inside the van. And then what we do is we use a 10mm drill bit in the corners just to drill some holes for the jigsaw blade to run in when you get to the corners and start it off. Then we cut round there. See, if you're going to do this, measure it, just keep measuring it until you're happy. Don't cut anything until you're 100% happy with it. So we'll cut round this, and then as we're cutting around it, we'll stick some tape. After we cut a section, we'll stick some tape then to stop the piece of metal falling inside the van, because you don't want it dropping through the bag that you've taped on the inside. So you drilled the 4 holes in the corners, and then all you do is just hoover up any swarf, metal swarf anywhere on your roof, and then we can go ahead and obviously cut around that with the jigsaw. So as you can see, we got 3 sides cut there. Like I said, if you just put the tape on like that, it'll stop that falling in, and it stops it vibrating so bad when you're doing the cutting. So that's all 4 cuts done now. So I've hoovered up, but what you do is you just hold the hoover end just above your jigsaw at the front of it, so you can still see the blade, and just follow it round like that. If you hold it up slightly higher at the front of the jigsaw, not right down where the blade is, you find that the bits of the jigsaw, the bits of metal shoot out of the jigsaw, so you need to hold it up higher like that at the front of the jigsaw. Then you can still see the blade when you're running it round, and you get lesser bits all over your roof everywhere. And make sure you clean them off thoroughly as well. Any little speck left, possibility that it'll rust later on. So what I do is, all I've done is tape just a bit of a handle onto it like that as well, just in case. And then you just pull off your tape, and then we'll get this piece out of here. Then we can just clean up any of the corners and then run a file around it. So now we've cut the hole, we filed around the outside of it. So what we can do now is take this bag down from the inside that's catching all the swarf, stop it falling in the van. Get this out of the way, and then put some paint around the bare metal edges on that hole. So like I said, all I've done is run a file around the edge to clean up any burrs on there. And then what you can do now is, obviously I've already trial fitted this before I took the bag down, but is all you do is just drop that in there like that to make sure that it fits in there as it should before you obviously take your bag down. So you're happy with it like that, fits in there just right, slight amount of play in it, just so you know it's going to drop in. So then what we can do is go around now and put some paint around the bare metal edges there on the hole. So now what I've got is, because obviously the roof's got the indents like this for the water to run, there'll be some big gaps there. So you can cut down some PVC trim, what goes around windows on houses. You can use that, cut it to shape yourself, or I just happen to have some offcuts where I fitted one of the other vents in the roof, and these were slightly too wide, the ones you buy online for this shape, for this Citroen relay. So I'm going to use the offcuts I had left and just put those in there. See, sealant in there, and stick these to them, just let them go off for a bit, 4 of them like that. So we've got those pieces of plastic in place now, so we'll let that sealant go off for a bit before we put the roof vent in place. So the silicon's gone off now on here, so what we can do is silicone in the actual vent. So what I'll do is put some round here, bead round there, and I'll just put a little bit round over the top of here like that, just so it's got some on here and on here as well. So as you can see, I've just initially stuck it down like that, so you get a bit of excess come out the side, so that's not a problem, so you can wipe it round and then run a bead round the outside as well, just make doubly sure that it's sealed up. a little trick with silicone sealant is if you get some water like that, that's got just a squirt of washing up liquid in it and a little bit of water in there, and that helps to smooth out the silicone without it all sticking to your hands so bad on your finger. So that's just a little tip on that to make a better job of it. So what we've done now is from underneath we just opened obviously the roof vent up, and then we just drop this into position from inside like this. Just hold it up in there, drop it in, and then put your cable under there and then through the hole like that, so it comes out like that. So when you shut the lid down, it won't close unless you've cut enough off earlier on when you have to cut the piece out, because the motor goes up inside the skylight now. So if you didn't cut enough off, you'll find that you shut the lid and it hit on the motor as it comes down. So make sure you trim those right back to the edge, those plastic pieces, so it won't hit when you shut it. So now what we've done is made a frame up like that, just a simple frame out of some wood, 280 square frame that just goes on there like that, and then that'll accept your ceiling. So your ceiling's got something to go to in the bathroom, and also obviously the cover as well. It's going to go the surround around the vent itself. Finish off on that. So it's just simple frame, and then we'll stick that up on there, put some clamps up and clamp it up onto the ceiling and let that go off. So we got the surround on there and that's stuck on, it's gone off. So what you got to think now is the plug here is going to come down and plug in to that white connector next to the red one in there, and then this length of cable goes out obviously to connect up the fan to your wiring. So that's going to go in there, and then that wire is going to come out. So what I'm going to do is put a hole where this notch is here, just put a hole through there, through this wood, and just pass that cable out the hole, so as we can connect that cable up to the electrics later on. Then obviously that surround will go up inside there like that, and it fixes up using 4 screws up into there. So I'll get that hole drilled there, then we can sort that out. So we just got a hole put through there. That's a 8mm hole to accept that cable, so we can get that plug put in into there, and then we'll get that wire coming out of that hole, and we'll get this screwed up with the supplied screws, so as it mounts it up into there. So the screws I'm using in this case is the long one. The long ones, these 4 of those, and they take a T10 Torx bit to do them up. So in your case you might be using the short ones, but I'm using the long ones in this instance. So once you've got those 4 screws in, and I recommend don't over tighten those screws in the corners, because obviously they're just going into plastic, so if you over tighten them you'll just strip the thread out of them, so just literally nip them up. And then what you do is, where the handle is here, you put these clips in first with the vent, the surround down at an angle, so clip these 2 in here, and then as you lift it up it's just 1 clip just on the end there, and then you can just clip them in there, and then that's on there like that. And then in this case the ceiling will just come in exactly to there, so finish there onto this part of the surround, and it's the same thickness as that gap there, so just finish like that. So there's the finished fan in the ceiling. This is actually 10 months later, so that's been in there fitted for 10 months now. So see, just wind that open like that, you got your fan. That's it in operation. Close it down. That's how it turned out. So if you found the video helpful, if you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more van related content. Till next one, I'll see you then.